And there are moments when we need to stop being so connected to that sorrow. 2, that sorrow willing to surrender to the ordeal of living in longing, of self-flagellation, of dreaming, of feeling relegated to a life in which we are condemned not to share it with the other person. And we need to give ourselves much more to the exhaustion of saying, how long do I want to continue like this? For this person. Because let me tell you something, I don't care who your person is. There is no person who lives up to the idealization of an unrequited loving heart. That person for whom you are suffering is not as wonderful as you believe. And I don't know them, but no one is that wonderful. It's just that, let's say, the wonder or that concept of you being the person arises precisely from that accessibility, that person is not emotionally available for you. That feeling, you are what I want and I can't have. Because I guarantee you that if that person were reciprocating your feelings within a year, you would see them as a perfectly normal person. Yes, you would have your affection for them. You would love them. I'm not saying no, but no, you wouldn't be like you are. You would be fighting over mundane things like all couples. That it's because I want to do this plan and you want to do this, or because you are such a jerk that you don't do such a thing well. Even so, you would love them, you would normalize them, you would humanize them, and you would realize by doing so clearly that when you love someone, they are your person. But I am not a supporter of the idea that there is only one person out there. I am not at all in favor of that vision of a superhuman you met. And not being with that person is a punishment. Believe me that it is not. That is to say, a person who is not even accepting today to see your potential, to appreciate your qualities, to be able to reciprocate. That person is not your super person. Well, that person does not deserve the agony you often go through, which drags on and on and on. And it makes me feel so powerless when we're in consultations and I see that reluctance to let go. That conviction that, as I said before, if I let this go, I won't find someone the same. When we're dealing with a completely ordinary person, sometimes even below average, right? And those calculations of, but how do I do it? Then what is that person going to think? And that consideration still in the execution, right? Then if I write such a thing to them, because this person is not going to understand, they won't comprehend my feelings and my point of view, and for me, it's important that everything is very well tied up. I'm going to tell you something. When someone doesn't value you, the less importance you give to everything, and by everything I mean even when it comes to saying, I leave this, being here, the better. Because precisely one of the reasons this person is not valuing you is because of that excessive importance you have given them. So truly in many cases in life, there are moments when you just have to do that. It becomes essential to stop being so connected to the sorrow and detach yourself from the overwhelming emotions and the feeling that this is worth it, and the persistent belief that enduring such feelings is somehow justified or necessary for personal growth. That this is your great opportunity, that this person is someone out of the ordinary. And realize, look, no one, not that person, no one deserves for me to be like I am today. And I've already given it too much importance up to this point. Why do I have to keep worrying, even when leaving, about what message I'm going to send you? How are you going to take it? What access would you have in case of returning? What would happen? It's over. It's over. So I simply realized that I have invested more in my time. I realized that this magnificent opportunity has really been an unwise choice on my part. It has been self-deception. It has been a mirage that I created because I felt you weren't reciprocating. I became obsessed with you. What obsessed me about you is merely your lack of emotional availability towards me. The feeling that I couldn't access it made me obsessed, made me desire this, set being with you as a goal, right? Instead of understanding what a relationship really is. What is a relationship? A relationship is not feeling like you smell. It's not being on a roller coaster. It's not having to fight dragons to be with someone. A relationship is wanting to have a person by your side with whom to share life. It's a partner. It's someone who understands you, supports you, respects you, who is there for you. So without a doubt, the first and most important quality that person must have is to reciprocate. It's wanting to be with you. If you don't want to be with me, for me, there's nothing left to discuss here. I have nothing left to negotiate. Obviously, you are not the person, No, but I see potential in this person because we have things in common. It's like if you want to be identical, it doesn't matter. You need to have a clear understanding in your mind of the foundations of what you are looking for. To have this person must reciprocate, and if not, then no. And truly realize, bring this person down to earth and realize they are not that exceptional. Not because she isn't exceptional specifically, but because ultra mega exceptional people don't exist. I repeat, no one can live up to the idealization experienced by an unrequitedly in love heart. That's not real. That's a mirage. A mirage to which you have to say, look, I don't have. Sometimes we mistakenly believe that it seems like if there's anything we have, it's time. Like, there are no interruptions, right? It's like after this hour comes the next, and after today comes tomorrow, and after this week comes the next, and then the following year. Yes, but no, time isn't endless. Even many times for a Christmas isn't guaranteed. I mean, you can have a setback. You can get sick and leave. That's how it is. And it's not for nothing, but suffering for love weakens you. Among other things, it greatly diminishes your health. Do you think it's worth it to see your health, your opportunities, your chances to build a better future diminished? Why have you become so fixated on the illusion of attributing to this person a being, an aura, something that they are not? And on top of that, here comes the worst part, the second bad news, which is that not only does all this not serve you at all, but it also doesn't help in making this person come to the conclusion that they should value all this dedication, that they should consider you as a potential partner, that this should lead to something. No, 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 no. The thing is, when something becomes unbalanced, it usually tends to become more and more unbalanced, and they value us less. That's why I say the best thing you can do if you're in that situation at this point is to completely remove the importance of this person. In every way, in every aspect, in every area. From your mental plane of reminding yourself, let's see what Amanda told me, if it's true. Why do I imagine this person as a super person? What do I really know about this person? Do I really believe that with all the millions of people out there, this is the person? Was I really born to be condemned to live suffering? Probably not. Okay, then remove the importance in your mind. Put the importance back on yourself. Remove the importance from your actions. Really, stop looking for excuses. Stop looking for excuses. Do not contact this person anymore. Do not look for them in any way. Do not try to obtain information. Do not check their social media. Do not create fake profiles. Let it be. Really, just let it be. Honestly, it's truly about saying, I give up because you're not worth the sacrifice I'm making. You don't deserve it. Neither you nor anyone else. It's not something personal against that person. They're not even important enough from now on for this to be a personal crusade against them. You're not doing it to punish them. You're not doing it to pretend anything. It's simply about saying, I realize the situation I'm in, how little it looks good for me, how little the situation brings me, how little this person has really contributed to me if I think about it, and the few options there are for an outcome that will actually benefit me. Well, as I realize that this is like a giant mountain, which I no longer know how to break down or correct, I realize that I don't have to take charge of it. I start to contemplate this from the weariness of what I've carried, lived, and from how liberating it can be. That you simply say, it's over. The only thing I have to do is take away that immense importance I have given you. And also I tell you, for your peace of mind, it declares to you that if you could do something that moderately helps you change this whole situation, make this person reconsider what exists between you, make this person regret not valuing you, to want to like you, to miss you. Because first of all, when I'm not valuing something to change my point of view, the first thing I need is to miss you. And I can't miss something that I have constantly there. I can't miss something that periodically shows me that it's still available, that it wants to know about me, that it still has feelings for me, that it drops hints, that it posts. I can't. So, of course, this is no longer just about you finally realizing that the only important thing here is that you are well and that you start looking out for yourself and for a future where you feel good and are happy and you regain your enthusiasm because you deserve to live happily, because you should be fed up with saying that you're tired of having a hard time. You deserve it. To wake up with desire, with spirit, to get excited about plans. You deserve all that. You deserve nothing less. So it's not just because of that. It's also because truly by doing all that, by refocusing on yourself, by prioritizing yourself, by stopping, giving importance to someone who doesn't deserve it and isn't making any effort, it's the only way for this person to indeed no longer receive all this. And now they receive it in no way, neither energetically nor through actions nor anything. They start to miss what they used to receive and realize that they miss it. And if they want to receive it, well, they'll have to do something. That is to say, it's the only thing. Otherwise, it's like saying, many times we believe that when we take the step to distance ourselves from someone, it's because we've given up. I see it the other way around. There are many times when you are defeated by the circumstance. It's like saying, no, I don't have enough willpower to leave here. And even though I know that being here makes this person not value me, I give up and stay. Because I can't bear the idea of leaving. I don't have the willpower. So I assume that's how things are. That is truly giving up. In my opinion, that's much more of a surrender than saying it's over. As they are. I don't like them, and obviously they are not going to change. If I don't make them change, they won't change. Because that person has no incentive to change anything. I can guarantee you that I don't know of any case where a situation in which a person is not valuing us, and we insist and don't want to leave and maintain the situation, one day they say, okay, I've realized that yes, that all this love from your side, that you are my ideal partner and now we are together. No, I don't know of cases like that. Such cases don't happen. It doesn't work that way. Once we have been undervalued, once things have become unbalanced, that's how it is. And no one wants to date someone they feel is beneath them because it doesn't seem smart. We always aspire to choose the best option. And the criteria we use to choose those options are rarer options, difficult options, options that, well, just as you are so hooked by that person's lack of willingness, why do you think your full willingness will hook them? It's not logical. So, as I said, I don't know of any case where someone, through patience or surrendering to circumstances, has finally ended up with the person. No, I don't know of it. However, I do know many cases where when people have taken a stand, things have changed. Not every time we take a stand will it lead to that. The person reconsidering and being with us, it's true, but at least it will lead to more positive scenarios from you finally realizing what a bad attachment it was and how you were going through. How you were often giving away your day, daydreaming about the life that neither had happened nor was going to happen, longing, suffering, crying over a person who was living their life, which is very sad, isn't it? And moving from being there to being present in your life again, to putting in effort again, to possibly meeting someone new with whom you can establish something and be immensely happy, well, it's worth it. No, this person didn't come looking for me, but it turns out I'm super happy, dating someone who adores me. Well, I don't know, suffering terribly for someone, being great with someone new, I'll stick with this. So as I say, when you decide, when you are in a situation where you're not well, you have to move, you have to change it. You have to do it. Otherwise, nothing changes. And let yourself be a little surprised, because at that moment, the only possible scenario where you see yourself happy is by making this person look for you. But then in practice, it's not like that. Then in practice, once you start moving forward, a lot of new scenarios open up. One of the options, yes, is the one you long for so much, which is that the person can finally start to value you, finally be the one who seeks you out. Another scenario is simply that you start to feel better, which I already find important. And another scenario, which is usually a consequence of, you will start to feel better. In fact, I'm going to explain even the chronology. You decide not to give in to your sorrow anymore. You decide to put in the effort and say, I want to be happy again. For myself, you start to move forward. And even though it takes time, you will start to feel better. And this, finding yourself better, will cause a change in everything in this scenario. And one of two things will happen. Either this person will come back and we want to know if you want to return or not, or you will attract new people and meet someone who wants to reciprocate. Well, look, not so bad, right? Not so bad. So really don't overthink it. I know that many times you worry a lot about how to do it, but such is life. We believe that it is very important, many times, the way we take distance, the way we say goodbye. We believe that our behavior from that moment on is very important. We still consider very much what that person might see in our posts, in how we behave. We spend our day, and I tell you that the only key that I would say is to take away its importance, really take away its importance. Realize that you no longer have to face that mountain of doubts, obstacles, not understanding, inconsistencies many times. Like, why did they say this but did that? Why at that moment? It's over. It's over. The moment you want, all of that is over. And I repeat, don't even get upset. How do I convey it to him? What do I say? What do I do? But we did that? Nothing. Silence. And focus on yourself at last. You've often neglected yourself. You haven't even realized it. But you've been very careless with yourself. And you need yourself. And you have to precisely focus your attention there. Really react. That would be the word, react. Well, I hope this video really, truly helps you, that you liked it. If so, and you're not yet subscribed to the channel, of course, I invite you to do so, to hit the bell, because I would love for us to see each other again very soon. And until then, as always, I send you a big kiss.